The term Porphyrios refers to a legendary sea monster that is frequently portrayed as a hideous and scary beast that terrorized people living during the time of the late Roman Empire. A parallel can be drawn between the myth of Porphyrios and that of Moby Dick, who appears in Western literature. It was reported that the sea monster known as Porphyrios was so large that it could consume entire ships along with their entire crews. It was thought to possess a voracious hunger as well as a clever mind, which combined to make it a fearsome and feared presence in the waters of the Mediterranean. The tales that sailors and other storytellers told about their experiences with the beast helped spread the mythology of Porphyrios throughout the world. According to the legends, Porphyrios was an enormous monster that instilled terror in the minds of mariners because of its capacity to wreak havoc and bring about shipwrecks due to its tremendous power. It is possible that the stories of Porphyrios were inspired by meetings with real marine monsters such as whales or giant squid. Although the existence of Porphyrios as an actual creature is the subject of myth and legend, it is possible that the stories of Porphyrios were inspired by interactions with real marine creatures. It's possible that the tales have been extended and exaggerated over the course of time, so taking on a life of their own in the domain of folklore. The story of Porphyrios is told to serve as a reminder of the awe-inspiring forces of nature, as well as the secrets that lie beneath the surface of the ocean. It evokes a sense of wonder and admiration for the immensity and strength of the oceans, reflecting the profound connection that exists between humanity and the wild components of the natural world. Our adventure starts at the Roman beach, which is characterized by its rugged rocks and loud, smashing waves. It is here where tales about Porphyrios, a gigantic sea creature, have been told for generations, capturing the imaginations of seafarers and storytellers alike. According to the legends, there once lived a monster that was so enormous and terrifying that it could consume entire ships along with their crews. It was stated that Porphyrios possessed a voracious hunger and an insidious intelligence, which made it the most dangerous threat that could be found in the sea. In order for us to comprehend the tale of Porphyrios, we need to embark on a risky journey into the depths of the Mediterranean Sea, where a large number of mariners have reported coming face to face with the fabled behemoth. Our voyage starts on the sun-kissed shores of the Mediterranean, which has been home to the flourishing of civilizations and the rise and fall of empires throughout history. This sea has played an important role in the development of humanity, as it has been a witness to the emergence of significant cultures and the transmission of ideas across huge distances. Since the dawn of time, the Mediterranean Sea has served as a bustling commercial crossroads that connects Europe and Asia. Phoenician merchants navigated these seas, connecting the major civilizations of the Mediterranean region and laying the groundwork for an intricate web of cultural interaction. We need to explore the relics of the Mediterranean's brilliant past in order to get a complete understanding of the region's attractiveness. We may still hear the echoes of the intellectual and artistic achievements of ancient Greeks in towns such as Athens and Syracuse. Philosophy, literature, and the philosophical underpinnings of democracy were all gifts to the world from the Greeks. The Mediterranean region served as their stage, providing them with inspiration for great thinkers and fostering their creativity. Their influence can be found throughout the annals of Western civilization. The region surrounding the Mediterranean Sea served as a hub for the dissemination of ideas and information throughout history. It served as a crossroads for many different cultures, including that of the Greeks and Romans, Egyptians, and Persians, to name a few. This mingling of cultures played a significant role in the development of the region's character and imprinted itself permanently on its past. In point of fact, the Mediterranean region is a veritable treasury of historic marvels. This sea witnessed the birth and fall of empires, leaving behind awe-inspiring monuments that continue to amaze us to this day. These empires range from the grandeur of the Roman Empire to the mysticism of ancient Egypt. Come with me as I take you into the very center of a Roman amphitheater, the very place where the spectacles of gladiators and chariot races once took place. Imagine the roars of the crowd and put yourself in their shoes as you take in the atmosphere of this majestic monument, which served as a symbol of the strength and splendor of the Roman Empire. The Romans left an indelible impact on the landscape of the Mediterranean by constructing amazing architectural feats and technical feats that continue to awe and amaze people today. Their legacy is a demonstration of the lofty levels that human civilization is capable of reaching. The magic and enchantment of ancient Egypt can also be found in the regions surrounding the Mediterranean. Monumental temples that were devoted to the gods of the pharaohs stand as permanent testaments to a society that cherished the afterlife and worshiped the sun. These temples were built in honor of the pharaohs. The attractiveness of the Mediterranean is not solely dependent on its fascinating history. Its gin-clear seas entice explorers and nature lovers, offering a jaw-dropping variety of marine life and entrancing coastal views to take in as they explore the area. Come scuba diving with me in the crystal-clear waters of the Mediterranean Sea, which are home to a vibrant array of marine life. This body of water is teeming with life and serves as a haven for a great number of different kinds of animals, such as the vivacious coral reefs and the joyful dolphins. It is essential that the delicate equilibrium of this underwater paradise be preserved, as it not only provides a home for marine life, but also shows us how linked the ecosystems of our globe are. The ecology that exists in the Mediterranean region is one of a kind and is home to a vast number of species, many of which can be found nowhere else on the planet. It is imperative not only for the health of marine life, but also for the continued existence of our planet, that its biodiversity and habitats be preserved. The Roman Empire was dependent on marine trade and exploration. Nevertheless, these perilous seas harbored a hidden danger that lurked beneath the surface in the form of Porphyrios, who was both elusive and mysterious. There was some truth to the legend that Porphyrios existed. The stories told about its viciousness and cunning inspired fear among seamen, which influenced the decisions they made regarding navigation. The story of Roman Moby Dick eventually became embedded in their maritime culture, serving as a continual reminder of the dangers they faced on their journeys at sea. But what exactly is the reality behind the urban myth? Were the sailors simply imagining things when they spoke of Porphyrios? Or did the island actually exist? The archaeological evidence is what we look to in order to discover answers. We are conducting our investigation into the existence of this terrible creature right here, in the ruins of marine cities and harbors that date back centuries. At this magnificent harbor, where the ebb and flow of the tide mimic the ever-changing tides of business and human connection, our journey will begin. Historically, coastal settlements have relied heavily on their harbors, which facilitated the trade of goods, ideas, and even entire cultures. Ports have always been hubs of activity, even dating back to prehistoric times. They served as the gathering places for merchants traveling from faraway areas, each of whom brought unusual wares and stories about the places they had been. Even though we have not been able to find any tangible evidence of the creature Porphyrios, there are portrayals of it in ancient artwork and writings that provide us with clues as to its existence. It is now abundantly obvious that the myth of Porphyrios exerted a strong influence on the Romans' creative thinking and imagination. Even while we are unable to provide definitive evidence that a monster exists that corresponds to the descriptions of Porphyrios, it is probable that the tales were inspired by experiences with actual aquatic animals such as whales or giant squid. It's possible that through the course of time, embellishment and exaggeration contributed to the creation of the terrifying mythology that we are familiar with today. The power of storytelling and the appeal of the unknown have combined to create a web of mystery and suspense surrounding Porphyrios. These tales, which have been handed down from one generation to the next, are the reason why the legend has persisted. Today, we have the opportunity to meet with contemporary fishermen who, much like their forebears from centuries before, brave these perilous waters. They too keep the tales of Porphyrios alive in their thoughts and hearts. The stories told about Porphyrios are now ingrained in their maritime tradition, serving as a constant warning of the perils that lie in wait for them beneath the seas. These tales should serve as a cautionary warning to respect the majesty and unpredictability of the ocean. It brought to mind the ancient tales that have been told from generation to generation for many years. It serves as a timely reminder that the ocean conceals a great many mysteries. When we think about the story of Porphyrios and ponder on its enduring impact, we learn to appreciate it more. It is a powerful reminder of the awe-inspiring forces of nature, as well as the secrets that are beyond our ability to understand. Consequently, regardless of whether Porphyrios was a real sea monster or a creation of human imagination, the idea of him never ceases to thrill us and kindle our sense of wonder. It serves as a powerful reminder of the profound link that exists between human beings and the wild elements of nature. We are grateful that you were able to accompany us on this enthralling excursion into the story of Porphyrios, the Roman Moby Dick. If you like this episode, make sure to give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you can see more exciting investigations into the world of myths and mysteries. Until we meet again, I hope all of your travels are filled with wonder and adventure.